Let's load up a little bit of Twitch. Twitch. Oh, stream manager. There we go. Then we go edit details and then start. Easy peasy. All right. So there is the updates to the simulator. There's a lot of mirages. I need to fix that. Last time I was messing with Gallant. So let's just see. Oops, 1S. Alright, so we do have the new Crossheart stuff to explore. So let's look at a reference and kind of see where we're going with that. So, yeah, so I only pulled up Gallant just to verify that 19 cards were in here. So let's mess around with Gallants. Or not Gallant, Crosshearts. I don't really need this. So let's remove everything and build the deck from scratch. So we'll have, so as per usual, if anyone's unfamiliar with kind of how I set up these streams, most of the time, like if you're watching the VOD, most of the time I will start off with a base build, play a couple games, and kind of just edit and go from there based on what I'm kind of feeling with this deck. Sup, Nightjade. I am just going to be experimenting with Cross. So, let me load up my avatar. So that's up here. There we go. Perfect. Now everyone can see me. So let's look at Crosshearts builds. Ooh. So what do we got here? Cross. Where's Cross in here? Wasn't there like 2 Cross decks in here? What if I just go search? I'm sure I'll find one pretty quickly. There's not that many decks. The content you're here for? I always had a soft spot for Cross. Like, not gonna lie, Cross in BT10 was one of my favorite decks. And I played Cross all the way up until BT12, and no, I played Cross. So after playing Cross, I played Cross till BT12 because BT12 was when just the whole bunch of protagonist stuff came out. But Cross was my main deck through BT10 and BT11, even though in BT11 during Nationals is when I popped off of it to play Black War Greymon. And I did okay that Nationals. But Black War Greymon is by far not my favorite, my most favorite deck. So I'm just kind of... So if anyone's actually curious, I'm just perusing Digimon's CG guide for a Cross build to kind of like start as a base. So like I would probably take this and start with this as my base. And then kind of just edit the deck from there based on personal experiences and play preferences and patterns. So this is the most recent winning or like topping Japanese deck list for Cross. So if anyone's actually unfamiliar with CG guides, it's basically where a lot of the Japanese data kind of just comes from. So if anyone is familiar with East streams, the vast majority of the decks that he show off is literally ripped from here. Because this just uses a Twitter hashtag to filter out topping lists. Like, they all use a special hashtag, and then this just takes that hashtag and throws it into the website. And then East just goes week by week to see what the updates are and kind of calculates a lot of his data from there. And then he also has some extra data that's outside of CG Guide, because CG, a lot of people don't necessarily, well, not a lot of people, some people in places don't use the hashtag that CG Guide pulls from. So that's how that whole thing works. So any deck list that East shows on his video, you could find through Twitter or through CG Guide. Just putting that out there. It's what I use for a lot of my like base level, like first impressions of a deck, just to see what people are doing. All right. So when it comes to Cross Hearts, let's see what this deck is doing. Look at another one, Cross Compare. And then kind of flesh out the build from here. So what are they running? They're running the majority of the new stuff, it looks like. Interesting that they're running Volder Arm. So how many? 3 Zieges? No Curias. These are just alt arts. They just didn't load properly. So just ignore the white cards. It looks like they're still using the old Shout Cross. You saw a buddy fight and clicked. We played. Well played. I mean, I liked Buddy Fight. So I do have the final like anniversary collection of Buddy Fight. I didn't open it. I thought about making that its own video, and then I just decided not to. Sometimes reading these Japanese lists are a little complicated. So they're using 3 of you. 3 of you. Is this deck actually trying to evolve? Hold up. 4 sparrows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of you. That's this, yeah. 1 of you? Oh, they're using this as the mem setter instead of the other one. Okay, okay. But thank you, Nightjade. I always appreciate any compliments. It always, like, makes me smile knowing that, like, people do kind of care about me. They're running the old Taiki, it looks like. Are they running... Which Shout is that? They're running this art? No. Which Shout is that? 12K? There's a Shout that has 12K. Is it the new one? Yeah, it's this one. The alt art of this one. It's just not in here. Because that's the 11 cost 12K. So 4 of this. Then they're not running this. I think they're just all in on Cross Hearts. Oh, we need 4 of this. And then 4 of this. So what does she exactly do? So during all turns, when a composite or twilight traded Digimon with Digicross requirements would be played by suspending this tamer, one of your tamers and one of your... Oh! This is a Cross Hearts traded... Well, it's not really a Cross Hearts traded card. But this just lets me cross from the trash. That's why she's important. And funny enough, like, these are composites. So, like, that's kind of funny. Is this a composite? No, that's just machine. Cyborg. Super Major. Interesting trait. How many cards do I have left? I got a lot of cards. They're using Memory Boost. So 1, 2, 3 of this Memory Boost. 2 Volder Arm. I like the spice that they're using Volder Arm. Oh, I can't use Volder Arm. Okay. So I'll have to replace that with something else. That could be... That's fine. I mean, I could just use this as filler, because it should meet the same color requirements as Volder Arm. It's just not as good as Volder Arm. And then... Oh, how do I translate? So, with CG Guide, you just use Google Translate. So, the website will register that it's in Japanese, and then you just hit English to Google Translate with it. And then sometimes, like, the names won't translate automatically, but sometimes they do. So it's really weird and somewhat inconsistent with Google Translate on this, but you could always just filter by color, and then that should limit the Japanese names when it comes to filtering by deck. So, but yeah, I just let Google Translate just auto-translate the page for me. It's super nice. If you're on mobile, it's a little bit harder because it doesn't always do it, and you kind of just have to know where to go, I guess, and what you're looking for. But after you use the website enough, it kind of just does itself. Like, it just does it itself. So I'll use 2 of the bad Chaos Mons for the time being instead of the Volder Arms, just as the filler, just so I could finish this deck list up. And then, what am I missing? Oh, one. Oh, they don't have the ultimate. Okay, so we're going to ditch the Chaos Mon idea. I think this deck is more all in on Chaos Mon. Because they're running the option, which I think is not in the simulator. Because if I go cost 4, card type options, color white, hit search, it's not in here because they just didn't program it in. Oh, I need to get rid of options. There we go. So yeah, they're playing like cross chaos, which is interesting. But what's that last Shoutmon? That is this one. Yeah, so they would have, I have one option and then one of something else that I'm missing. But I'm going to have to abandon that build and try to find another one because there's cards that we can't use. Pretty sure the option card is the one from EX6. Yes, it is. But it's not in the simulator because it was too hard for them to program, so they just didn't do it. Yeah, it lets you DNA one from your hand. So, like, it's a really good card for this deck because of the fact that, like, you can get into a very easy cross 6, and then you use the option to get into Chaosmon. I think it's a very cute and clever idea, and I like it a lot. It's just unfortunate that we can't exactly test that here. Yeah, exactly. So, and then they're also playing with Volder Arm, which is easier than Chaosmon to use because Volder Arm is, for the second one, it's an either or. So it just is easier conditions. Plus, I think like the control aspect is a little bit better because you're not hurting your security, like you're not hurting yourself. Maybe I should just filter because there's 100 deck lists that I'm like filtering through. Okay, here's another one. This is just another. Oh no, this is the same list. It's just a little bit easier to read. Yeah, so we unfortunately can't use that build. Is there another Cross Hearts build? I might have to go back a format. So I'll show, like, once I'm done filtering this, I'll show you, like, the beauty of... Okay, so here is... Okay, here's another build. It's sideways, unfortunately. But they're using other cards. So they're on 2. So let's get these Chaosmons out. They're on 2 Nenes. Then they're still running the 3 the 3 drop Taiki and the Tri-Tamer. They're still running 3 of this. They're not running any of the option, like any of this option. I think Sepia Memory Boost is kind of cute because it does search for like basically almost everything, which is pretty good actually. So I would consider keeping Sepia in, but they're running other Shoutmons. So what are the other Shoutmons that they're running? They're running the original, not the original, but the base searcher. So they're running 2 of that, probably instead of 2 Sapias. And then it looks like they're running 2 Cross 3s. That's... Cross 4 is still kind of nuts. They're running 1 Cross 4 and then 2 Cross 3s. And then what else am I missing? So they're running 3 of this. Okay, that's what I was missing. 3 of this. So this is probably like a good baseline version of Cross. So we could start testing with this and seeing what it does. But before that, I kind of just want to like go over all the cards so I can understand what I'm essentially trying to do. Because taking somebody else's list and then just running it without actually knowing and understanding how the deck is supposed to function is something that some people tend to do, and that makes it a lot harder to actually play the game because you don't know what's going on. So when attacking, by placing one of your Digimon with Cross Hearts or Blue Fairs from your hand under your Tamer, draw 1. That egg is fantastic. Holy crap. That's just free cycling, essentially. Then this is Rush, and this is the Searcher. The only downside to this Searcher is it can't grab the Nene. That's the only problem. So would Kiriha be better? Oh, Kiriha can't do from trash. Right. That's the big thing. But yeah, so... Check the top 3, add 1 Digimon or Tamer with Cross Hearts and traits, place them in your hand, then the rest go to the bottom. Yep. Okay. This is, then they both have Rush inheritable. On play, you can Digivolve into an Omni Shoutmon from under your Tamer for free. That's pretty good. On delete, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, play 1 Tamer with Cross Hearts, and bottom deck the rest, then save. Pretty good. Sparrowmon. This Digimon can Digivolve into Raptor Sparrowmon from under your Tamer without paying the cost. So free Evo on attack, on delete save, and then collision. We already know what these 2 cards do. What does this do? So this card is also treated as Starmon. Okay. So I think all of these new ones have it's treated as the base, so you don't need to run the bases anymore. But it's only for Digicross, which is why, like, the rest of, like, the old BT10 cards aren't that great anymore is because these don't work with them. It's just for digicrossing. Then during all turns, when any of your Digimon with cross arts in its trait is played, until the end of the opponent's turn, give one of the opponent's Digimon security attack -1 and -3k, which this card does trigger off of itself. I really kind of hate the fact that these, like, all-turn cards, that's, like, they see themselves, and they're basically pseudo on-plays. Like, it's just a power crept on-play. I'm not, like, a huge fan of that, but I understand the design direction behind it, and they haven't done it too often. And then on delete, you get to place a card with cross hearts or blue flare from your hand or your tamer under your tamer. Oh, so this doesn't have save itself. Interesting. And then -2k DP as the inheritable. Raptor Sparrow, more collision. You get to place a card with cross hearts and blue flare from your hand or trash under. Oh, okay. So it looks like these plussed forms they don't have save, but they have basically pseudo save because you could trigger this in your trash to throw itself underneath. Okay, so it's just pseudo save. I guess it just gives you more flexibility on what you could grab because it doesn't necessarily need to be Raptor Sparrowmon. So I guess it is just, yeah, it's super save. On play, when digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card. Oh, okay, so it's just Searcher. Got it, another Searcher. I know this is the crazy nuts card because it lets us do some really funky things. One of the opponent's Digimon gets -3000 DP, then delete one of their Digimon. Oh, that's a little bit more tame than I thought. I thought it was something else. But yeah, it's just a good card. Suspend one of the opponent's Digimon, then until the end of your turn, one of their Digimon can't activate when digivolving effects. That's big. That is really big. Jaeger Darulubon is really nice for that. Then Piercing, sure. What does this card do? Until the end, one of your Digimon can't be returned to their hand or deck by the... Okay. So, plus 3000 in protection. Not bad. And then what is the payoff? So, before I get into the payoff, what does this card do? So, on play when Digivolve, de-Digivolve 2 on one of the opponent's Digimon. Then, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, return one of their level 4 or lower to their hand. And then super save on top of save. Got it. And the big payout card is for each Digimon in this Digimon's Digivolution source, all of the opponent's Digimon gets -1000... Wait, hold on. All of the opponent's Digimon? Dang, that's pretty good. Gets -1000 DP, and then we get to play a Shooting Starmon from underneath our Tamer for free. So that just increases the DP reduction even more. Okay. Then we get to delete one of the opponent's Digimon with as much DP or less than this Digimon. So ideally, he works with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources underneath. So he should be a 1 cost that minuses 5k to the field, and then an additional -3k. Pretty good. And then what does this card do? Activate one of the following. We get to either play a Cross Arts traded card, or Cross Arts traded Digimon with 4000 DP or less from under our Tamers for free, or by suspending a Cross 6, one of our Shooting Starmons can attack the player. Interesting. Okay, so it's basically just try to cycle through our deck and get into Cross 6, and then just kind of use Shooting Starmon, because I think Shooting Starmon's what, a level 4? So these can digivolve on top of it. So the idea is just play out this card, play out this card, and then digivolve into a Floodgate or a Protector. That kind of seems like the game plan. Sapia, yeah, so if you were to run any memory boost, Sapia is actually really good because it could grab every single card except for this Shoutmon. So, like, honestly, if you don't want to play this old Shoutmon because it can't grab Nene, granted, Sapia can't grab Nene either, like, if you just wanted to play Sapia, like, you just take out these two. So, I don't necessarily know if this Shoutmon is better than Sapia. So, I guess that's something that's worth testing and something we're going to have to keep note of. But yeah, so this is kind of like a decent base build. So let's run with this and kind of see where things go. Hopefully we get some good matches in. Hopefully we actually can connect to some matches. I might have to change servers if there's too many people playing on the NA server if I can't get matches. Usually I know by like the 10 or 15 second mark if I connected. Oh, okay. Let's change servers then. Let's go to Brazil. See? This isn't that bad of a hand, actually. I don't exactly know what good hands are, but the fact that I have Taiki, Shoutmon, Sparrow is really good because now I have a lot of search. So let's go ahead and keep this hand. The opponent is going first, so that does put me in a better position because I get the additional card draw on top of the fact that I do want to play out a Tamer, so I'm not giving them as much memory as possible. Another Sparrow. Not exactly what I want. So what does the Shoutmon do? I could... Okay, so I probably want to play either of these. This is not the mem setter. So as long as I don't play a Digimon, I could just play these out. So, yeah, so I'm going to Digivolve into Shout, so that way I could chip with the Shout. So I do have the option to pay the 1, so I could just set up this Taiki, or I could set up this Taiki. Let's pay 0 and just set up the more expensive Taiki. Yeah, Ukumon also could be a really decent card for this deck. Oh, he got a memory. Ooh, what does this need? I don't have any of the pieces for this. But I can use this to throw Sparrowmon underneath. Gain a memory, draw a card. Ballista's pretty good. So now I'm going to probably attack and then play Taiki. Yep. We'll throw this underneath. That's fine. Because now I get to play this out for free. And then... Unfortunately, bottom decked that. Select one Tamer. Oh, yeah. What went under? Oh, the Shoutmon went under. Right. Pseudo save. And then Taiki. And then this should dig me for more cards. So, I already technically have a Shoutmon. So I probably want the Jaeger. And then we'll just grab the Omni Shout. So I pretty much found all my pieces except for across 6. I don't care if they gain memory. They're not really putting a lot of pressure on me. It looks like they're kind of just bricking. A Siege. So I literally have everything except for the cross 6. So I'm going to put Sparrow underneath. Okay, there's the cross 6. Gain another memory. We'll put Siege underneath. Then I could probably I could maybe just grip it and rip it. So I'll set up Sparrowmon in the back. And then I could just hard play the Shoutmon. Because this was... So I do have all of the pieces. So I have Omnishout, Siege, Ballista, Jaeger, and Sparrow. I don't think I get the free this, but it's still a really good play. So... I'll suspend Taiki. So, Omnishout. Siege. Ballista. Jaeger. Raptor. And then for 1. That kills their Digimon. What do I have left? I have a Shoutmon and a Sparrowmon underneath. So let's go ahead and swing. Oh, the option. Interesting, interesting. Then do I Digicross? It would be for 5. So if I Digicross for 5... No, I'm probably just at this point better off just playing Shooting Starmons, right? Oh, no, this does have the on play, so I think I am just better Digicrossing here. Pretty good. Yeah, Matthew, they do have a simulator. Oh, my bitrate be dying. How's my bitrate on the YouTube side? Yeah, I'll use material save 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Place underneath and draw. Place underneath and draw. We're gonna swing. Place underneath and draw. Digivolve. Select one card with cross hearts or blue flare. Add it to my hand. Collision. Alright, cool. Sorry, I'm just messing with YouTube stuff. Then let's go ahead and swing. Another option? What does this even do? Trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then put it into the battle area. If you don't have an Impmon, you could play one. Sure. They're allowed to do that. Suspend a Taiki. Then I don't need to use these. But I will Digicross. Omni Shout. The only bad part is this just slows down the process because I have to do all of the clicks. So I could see people giving up, like if I'm doing this and I know that I'm gonna win. And now I get to actually play out the Shooting Starmon. And then we just Digicross for the win. Do you want to? No. Because this gives Rush. And bada boom, bada bing. Easy peasy. Yeah, no, the new, so I'm still lukewarm on this card, because, like, it seems like a pretty good card. I just haven't found a good opportunity to use it. But it seems like the amount of card draw because of the egg and because of the Shoutmon and Sparrowmon is, like, really good. Then if you get multiple of these out, then you're just constantly filtering through your deck. This lets you Digicross from trash. So I'm really liking a lot of the core concepts that the deck is kind of doing, and it seems very good. Especially since you have like some of the old consistency tools to really help boost and elevate it. So the deck should, like, this deck should be relatively consistent. The only issue is against decks like Hexablow, you kind of can be put in a really bad position, and then I don't know if you have enough removal, like large body removal, to handle specific threats. This is definitely a mulligan. Not exactly the best start, but hopefully Taiki can find us something good. So we're kind of forced to take the Shoutmon. And then we already have... So we're probably going to need the Raptor underneath. And it's unfortunate that 2 Omni Shouts go away. Angels, huh? Yeah. So we're digivolving down here for nothing. Sparrow. Do I just hard play Sparrow? Because next turn I could, like, digivolve into Shout. And I already do have the Raptor Sparrow underneath. So, yeah, I do think I just hard play the Sparrow. Like, if they delete the Sparrow, I already have a Taiki set up, so that's fine. I would like them not to delete Sparrow if possible, but you can't control everything. Are they going to try... Oh, they're rigging their security. And then that lets him digivolve into Domini, and now we're kind of in trouble. Lucimon. No, that's fine. So what is this card actually going to be good for us right now? I get to play Cross Hearts with 4,000 DP or less from under my Tamer. So that lets me play out Sparrowmon, but that's not doing what I want right now. He does have blocker, so I could evolve into here. That would minus 3k. Won't delete it. Because the other option is I could Shoutmon. No, I think... Oh, but it's 4 to Digivolve? Oof. Big oof. So I could swing, get the on delete and see what happens, and then try to potentially cross into something. So we're going to place Ballista underneath just to get the draw. A normal Shoutmon. At least we have something for our raising area then. So I guess they're just deciding if they want to block. I think you do block, but you also know that I have Rush. So I think maybe you just let this one go. Fully knowing that I have Rush. Because I only have Ballista and then I have Shout. So Shout 3 would be a minus 6. No, it'll be minus 4. So this will be a 3 cost. So I could just then rush with the Shout cross 3 if he decides to block here. Yeah, I think this matchup is pretty hard for Cross because, like, I have to find a way to bypass their defenses, and the only realistic way I can do that is by, like, double Omni Shout. And I think that's, like, incredibly difficult to do. Like, maybe... Okay, so maybe this is a type of matchup where I would throw in a Death X over, like, a Meteor Rock Soul or something. Or throw in a Medieval Gallant. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I think they might have left. So, whatever. So, let's go add one of those in. Because I don't necessarily know if I need one of these. Like, it's a cute card, but I think, like, just a Death X or a Medieval Gallant really helps, like... It's unfortunate that those cards exist, like especially Medieval Gallant, because of oh, actually maybe Death X is the play. So because the conundrum that I'm thinking of with Death X is because it is searchable off of Sapia memory boost. So if I get rid of the Meteor Rock Souls, because the only things in the deck that it's realistically playing, because this is 5k, is just the Sparrowmon or the Shoutmon. So maybe these could just be Sapia memory boosts. The only issue is, actually, it counts as yellow or black. So the Tamers make it a little bit awkward. Granted, the Tamers already make this kind of awkward to run anyway, but maybe like Death X. So I guess if that's the logic and I'm not running Sapia, then Medieval Gallant is better. Oops. It is unfortunate that like Medieval Gallantmon just fits into literally every single deck and solves so many decks issues. But this is the world we live in. I mean, it is. I can't. I'd have to rely on like some of my other alternative draws to find it. So they're going first. So this is a pretty lackluster hand, but I do have 2 Shoutmons, so we could keep it and hope to see a Tamer. A Gallant deck. This is already going to be a little on the difficult side. Oh, they didn't start with that. They hard played a Geel. But they found their Tocado. Why are they playing this Tocado? They have the good Tocado. Yeah, so this card's not that great. If this was a Sapia memory boost, so maybe Sapia is still just better, because then I could just Digivolve down here, pay 0, and then I would be able to Sapia, but that's not the world we live in. So let's hope to find a Tamer. Nene, you go away. That's not what I want to see. Nene would have been so good. Okay, so they did just play the Tocado. Oh, yes! So this is unfortunately memory fixing Tocado. So, I would have liked a 3-drop, but whatever. I have to play the Tamer out. So they're going to gain a lot of memory here, which is not ideal in any way, shape, or form. But at least, like, I would be able to get my on-deletes to save and to store them underneath my Tamer, which is actually pretty okay for Gallant because it's denying them cards in my trash, which they sometimes care about. You think Death X is perfectly healthy as a generic tech card. Medieval Gallant, on the other hand, is completely unhealthy. At least with Death X, your opponent has to play into it. Fair. I think that's a very fair assessment. And I also think that because Medieval Gallant is basically a pseudo floodgate, similarly to Mirage, I think those are generally problematic, like running into problematic territory because of the fact that, like, it literally states that the opponent basically can't play the game, whereas Death X, they could kind of play around his effect, and he's not actually being a floodgate. Death X is annoying because he can be played for less, but he's not, like, the end-all, be-all. So he's going to have to delete one of these, which is fine. And I'm obviously going to be saving underneath. Thank you very much. Boop. Oh, and he gets raid? So he gets to clear my fields. That's if he's raiding. Oh, he just clears it anyway with the Geel. Oh, did I completely whiff? I think I completely whiffed. Oof. That's not good for him. Yes, I will place a Digimon underneath and draw a card. Thank you very much. That's not what I wanted to draw. Ooh, Taiki is really good here. Oh, we're definitely grabbing you. And then I think I have to do this one, even though Jaeger is probably the better card. The fact that I get to play it off of it is more beneficial in the long run. And then this is a turn where this card's actually good now. So now I get to play out the Shoutmon and search for more important cards. So there's the Jaeger that I wanted anyway. And I got another Tamer. So I'm already in a pretty good spot. The only card I'm missing, I think, is the Sparrow. So that means if I'm put to 3 memory, I could play Shoutmon Cross 6 for 3, which is fine. The only thing I'm losing out on is Collision, which is whatever. Like, fine. I could lose Collision. Another one. Okay, okay. So we're going to tuck the Ballista underneath. Ooh, Shout 4. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. So I could Shout 4. If I had one more memory, I'd be able to do like Shout 4 shenanigans with Shout 6. Oh. So I think I just take my checks. We'll throw Jaeger underneath. It really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna try putting it under 1 just to save time. Will I save? Yes, I will. Thank you very much for asking. Oh, this lived. It's the one that lived. So they don't really have anything, so I could like Shout 4 into Shout 3. And kind of save this for later. I at least can Shout 4 because this is basically free. So I could Shout 4 then Taiki. There's a lot I can do here. We'll suspend the Duo Tamer or the Tri-Tamer. The Chosen Shoutmon, yes. From Tamer's Digivolution source, yes. We will take Shoutmon. We will take the Ballistamon. We will take the Darulumon, or the Jaeger. And this has the star. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's honestly not good. I was hoping I would live. So it's gonna have to be these two, unfortunately. Losing the Starmons is big, but I need to at least save the parts and pieces that do stuff. And then probably just another Tamer. I don't see a reason not to. Because next turn I could Sparrow and Raising, ditch a Shoutmon or a Jaeger or both just to try to cycle through more cards. Yeah, the first check's always sometimes rough. That's why, like, the old Darulumon is still kind of good, because then it makes that Digimon a 10k instead of an 8k. And 8k's right now into security isn't as safe as what some people like to think. Yeah, you could go ahead and delete my Digimon. I do not care. Sure, you'll gain a memory. But your Digimon doesn't have Rush. Oh, but maybe if he gets into Gallant, that'll make a Shoutmon a little more difficult. Oh, and he gets to gain another memory off this, too. So I guess I did need my Shoutmon to die. Or I should have just crossed with this Shoutmon. That's what I should have done. I should have just crossed with this Shoutmon, so that way I could keep the other one underneath. So that was my misplay. Yeah, he won't be able to attack, but he could get... He'll gain 2 memory, and then he'll be able to go into a Gallantmon, and that's going to be pretty rough. So I almost have to, like, Siege here. If only Siege didn't cost so much. Yes, I will use save. Thank you very much. So hopefully they don't have anything stupid. Because I'm also 1 Sparrowmon off. I don't have the Raptor Sparrow. I need to check if this is actually better than the other one. It does have Alliance and Reboot. Yeah, he probably drew that from Digivolving. He's gonna have to go into a Gallant here, yeah. And then he's gonna end on Gallant X. That makes this way harder now. Oh, I guess I just delete a Digimon. So he just needs to be above 15, but I don't think that's possible. Yeah, especially since he gets this. It's just too hard. And then I kind of just die next turn. I mean, I could Siege. Like, that's still an option available to me. It's not the best option, but it's an option. Raptor Sparrow. So probably put Sparrow under, or Sparrow in Raising. Not what I needed to draw. I wish there was a way to actually use this card, because I would love to just hard play it. So for 11, where does that put me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that'll put him at 8. Ugh, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. And then I won't nearly be at enough DP, because I don't have the Shooting Starmon underneath any of my Digimon. So I think I'm just stuck. I could play him Cookie, but then I kind of just die anyway because of the massive amount of memory that I'm going to be giving the opponent. So there is a cute play that I can do. I'll show you the cute play because it's basically the only thing I can actually do. It's not a good play, because then he could just grab whatever he wants back. That's the problem. He had the scramble set up, so he could just draw into whatever I just de-digivolved. And I still gave him, like, an exuberantly high amount of memory to play with. So he gets to move out, basically make 2 stacks, still have this Digimon to do stuff with, and I didn't have the Shooting Starbond to be able to, like, stop him. Yeah, it was incredibly risky, but I literally had nothing else I can do. So I think I just hard lose this from here. Because my other play would have been to cross again into another Shoutmon for 1. Yeah, I only had 1 less. So my plays, no matter what, weren't very good. Yeah, I'm just going to save myself the time. I know I'm going to be losing because he's just going to Digivolve into 2 Gallantmons and then wipe my field. And security. Like, it's not even going to be a match. So so my big misplays were the fact that I needed that Guilmon, not the Guilmon, the Shoutmon not on the field. So I should have crossed with that. Instead of the Digimon underneath my Tamer. So that was a misplay on my part. That's what led me into that bad string of events. This is a pretty okay start. So we just go here into Tamer. I'm almost thinking maybe taking a Zeege and reducing it by 1. Because, like, Zeege is good, but I realistically don't think I need 3 of it. Ooh, okay. So now I just double Zeege. That's huge. That is actually huge. A Shoutmon. So we raise out. We'll use this effect for Zeege. I mean, I guess the alternative play line is to Digivolve. So I'll keep one of these. And I'll throw one of you underneath. Either that or I throw a Shoutmon underneath. Maybe throwing a Shoutmon underneath is better because then I could just... No, I'll just throw one of these underneath. So I could pay 3 to Starmons. The only problem is the fact that this doesn't have, like, material save whatever. So it's a little bit awkward to just wanting to Digivolve into this. But I do need to get rid of this card off the field. So maybe I just hard play. So I could Shooting Starmon, swing into here. And then... Yeah, so I can Digivolve Shooting Starmon, swing into here. And then play Shoutmon or something. I hope he doesn't have a Takuya in hand. Oh, this is piercing, so I guess this is fine. Oh, that's pretty big. Oh, right. I Digivolved. I didn't hard play. So the big question is, do I still swing? I think I do. I think I still swing. Yeah, let's just... What does this do? On delete, I get to play one crossheart. Oh, from my hand or trash. So let's go from trash. So we could save himself. And then end the turn by hard playing this. He will gain a memory. But I need to take the Raptor Sparrow. So I guess that was fine. I unfortunately didn't deal damage. I think like this deck's biggest problem is the lack of high damage. So like he's going to wombo me, kill my Digimon, deal lots of damage, and meanwhile I'm still kind of playing on the back foot. I think this was a mistake, especially if he's digivolving. He doesn't have piercing. Yeah, this kind of just feels like a mistake. Oh, he does have piercing. Because the tamer is the piercer. Nay. That's big. That's really big for me. Because that means I could actually use the Shoutmon then. So, I think I have everything for Shoutmon Cross 4. Yeah, so if I get rid of this, then that's really good for me. Let's put Raptor Sparrow underneath. Let's put Jaeger underneath. Let's Digi-Cross. Or, yeah, we're going to Digi-Cross into here. Oh, Medieval Gallant. That's actually pretty beautiful. Unfortunately, like, Medieval Gallant's not super great in this matchup in particular, but, like, it's still pretty good. So, I could Digi-Cross. From my trash, the Shoutmon. From my tamer, the Ballista. And the Shooting Star. There we go. I could technically, if I really wanted to, Digivolve into the Omni Shout. So maybe I swing, cross into here, then Digivolve into Omni Shout. Is that the play? That might be the play. Takuya. Yes. Yeah, then we just do this for 1. Oh, how much DP does this have? 6,000? That's fine. We'll do this. Use. We don't need to use the Nene. Digivolution Source. Shoutmon. Well, we found it. Select 2 cards with cross hearts or blue flare, so we'll just take the Digimon. I don't think I need another tamer. Then I could just swing into his Digimon, to be honest. Like, I could Digivolve into Shout, but I could just swing into his Digimon, then get my Material Save 2 to save these two. Yeah, it's like the flow of the deck is I just play Digimon for like incredibly cheap. I just rush. I rush them down. Does this last until the end of the opponent's turn? On play for the turn. I wish it was for till the end of the opponent's. Give me that premium, Bandai, please. So I do have to save that. Yeah, I don't exactly know what I should be playing. I think I just maybe throw out a Sparrowmon and kind of just react next turn. Because he'll only have 2 memory if I throw out Sparrowmon. Which does suck because it means he could do stuff, but it means he can't really do stuff. Because unless he has another way of gaining memory. Yeah, like, I really wish, like, this was just a pseudo-ruin mode. Like, that would make this way better. Like, infathomably better. So, I don't know if they can close out the game from here with this amount of memory. Because they'll Evo for 2, and then if they make any additional Evos, they kind of just end their turn. And at least, like, if I have the Sparrowmon, I could still threaten cards, because I do have a Raptor Sparrow already underneath here. Yeah, so he gets to do stuff here, but I don't necessarily know if this is that great of a play. So he'll be able to check my 2 security, and I basically have to find a way to end the game. Unless he's not going into Ancient. Because unfortunately, I'm only going to be at 6k. Oh, okay. So they're just throwing. Got it. Do I want to save? Yes. We'll save you under Nene. Maybe Ruin Mode. Maybe I should run a Ruin Mode in this deck. Like, just go into this and then end on Ruin Mode. That's a mistake. Giving me this much memory is a mistake. So in hindsight, I should have had Sparrowmon underneath here. Or Sparrowmon in Raising. Well, I found Omni Shout. Take another Shooting Star or Shoutmon? No, probably Shooting Star. Because I'm just going to Evo the Sparrow in Raising. So I think the Shooting Star is correct. Then we'll grab you. And throw you away. Do I have anything in my trash I could cross with? Yes, I do. Okay. I do have at least a Jaeger I could cross with. Trash. Omni Shout. Siege. Tamer. A Ballista. Oh, I think I misplayed. I could have made 2 of these. Alliance. Okay, so this is how I'm dealing like big numbers and harp removal. Is it revolves around the Starmons. That's not good. Oh, wait, I think I think I threw. Yeah, I think I threw. So, if I didn't attack with the Shoutmon first thing, and I still had the ability to make this play right here, then I would have used the Shoutmon for game because I had double Starmons to alliance with. Because I don't think I can make another one. For cheap. Because I only have... Yeah, they're all Shoutmon, so all my stuff is basically in my hand. So I only have 2 pieces. Does this save me? Maybe this saves me. Hold on. And then this should have reboot, right? Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'm not screwed. Maybe 2 shouts was enough. So they get to potentially do a lot, but I have a lot. Like, I have a good amount of defense, and I still have a security left. So if they go for a big hit, then I should be okay. Oh, did he not use this? think they used this. Because this is at the start of the main. And he already digivolved. So... Oh, but I can still be deleted. Depends if he has enough DP increase. So he's got... so he chose 2 of them, so he would be at 16, which, might not be enough. So maybe they just chose wrong. Unless they're gonna, like, cancel. Oh, 19. So, I don't need to save the shout. So let's go ahead and save these 4. So he does have piercing. Oh, he does not have piercing. Yeah, but I don't think I block anyway. So all they have to do is swing here, digivolve here. What? Oh, I guess they're just removing... But that'll actually cost memory, though. Okay, no, they're just playing another tamer. On chat. Sorry about that, chat. It looks like my opponent is deciding to throw the game, which I'm okay with. Yeah, we need you underneath. So we'll go Sparrow in the back. Swing first. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, I know. They threw that so hard. All they had to do in order to win was just, like, rush me down with level 4 Digimon. So they deleted my Digimon, they would swing, they would Evo into a level 4, I would block, then they would Evo on top of the Tamer that lets you attack at the end of the turn and I'm out of blockers. So that's how they reasonably should have won, so I should not have won that match. But they decided to throw, so I'll take it. That's a situation where I don't know if Medieval Gallantmon was better than Death X. I very easily in that situation could have just hard played Death X and just have been done with it. But like Medieval is kind of like one of those matchup type things. So if they're not playing a Super Tamer heavy deck, like Medieval is better than Death X, but if they are playing a Super Tamer heavy deck, then Death X is better than Medieval. Maybe they were out of level 4s. That could, or they just didn't have enough. That could have been the case. No, because they double evolved to get into the level 6. So they had enough. Because they only needed 2. They just needed to not use it to digivolve into another level 4, and then they were fine. So I probably personally would reduce a Siege and put up a Shooting Star, just so I have the potential to digivolve. Because that, like, and I see this card more because this card plays off of this card. So I do think I need 4 Shooting Stars. The Siege, I realistically only need like 1 or 2 of because it's only being used off of Shoutmon Xros 6. What does the other Shoutmon do? The other Cross 6. And then I maybe could consider running a Superior. Like Cross 7 Superior. This card does not seem bad. So I could get this card down to... So I guess the big question is how much am I going to reduce this card by? So I could reduce it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this would be a 4 cost, which I guess, like, at that point, their argument is, like, why would I bother when this costs 1 and it needs less? So that's a fair point in assessment. I would consider, like, if, depending on how prominent Floodgates are in the meta, I would also consider running a Shoutmon and Star Sword. That's something I would consider running. How much is... It's a play cost of 5, though. That's the only problem. You want your rookies to be 4. So, what does the... Oh, this is cross 7? Wait, this is E6 and this is 7. So, where's the old 6? Or did we not get an old 6? So, this is just rush material, save 4, and delete one of the opponents whose DP is equal to or less, and then it just gets big DP numbers. So, it's not really helping deal damage. Did we really not get an old, like, a cross 6? Because we have DX, we have Superior, we have 7. I guess we didn't get a 6. Wow. Wild. Because, yeah, this... Because if I have the combo with Shoutmon E6, or EX6, then I'm dealing 2 damage per hit. Yeah, it looks like we did not get a original cross 6. There is arguments for a cross 5. There's very arguments for cross 5. Because cross 5 is still good. Six is stronger than 7 in the lore. Interesting. I didn't read the manga, so I didn't know exactly how strong 6 is. But, like, it makes sense that 6 would be stronger than 4, considering the average power level of the Digimon that it's crossing with are actually stronger than 7. 7 just is using 7 Digimon, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's still using 6 Digimon, but it's just plus versions. So, that makes sense. Oh, I wish I could just squeeze in a Shout Cross 5 somewhere, but I think, like, these are arguably better. Like, I could probably take out the Medieval Gallant to run a Cross 5, but I just don't think it's worth it. I think, like, having a Medieval Gallant or a Death X is for this deck's overall benefit. Because sometimes you just lack the tools to be able to respond to the opponent with. So, let's see. Let's rock this. See if I'm actually really hurting for the Darulus. And if I am, then maybe the cut is a cross, whatchamacallit? The Medieval Gallant and then put in the Siege again. So there's an argument for keeping this hand because I do have the Taiki to try to fish out something and I do have the Medieval Gallant. But my opponent just concedes, so I guess it doesn't matter. I I was probably going to be mulliganing that. I think, like, having a rookie tamer start is better than just a tamer start. Well, 6 is stronger because all of the components are evolved. Oh, that's what the E stands for. That makes sense. Okay, this is a decent start. This is actually a really good start. So let's keep this hand. And my opponent is going first, which is fine, because I'm going to be starting with Shoutmon into Taiki. That's usually my go-to opener. And then I gotta figure out a way to get Sparrow in the trash. Ooh, that's expensive. I won't be able to memory choke them, so there is that. So let's start with the search first. Probably take the shout and throw Jaeger underneath. That's probably the play. Take the shout and throw Jaeger underneath. Even though I'm missing out on a shooting star, I already have one in my hand. Then Digivolve here for 0. Ooh, a second Taiki. I think I'm just gonna throw out a Sparrow and kind of see what happens. Because, like, I could still try to Digivolve it into Raptor next turn. And then if he just deletes the Sparrow, just because he'll suspend it, like, that's fine. Like, it's just gonna go under Taiki anyway. Gargamon. A jamming hit, sure. Suspend my Digimon down. Oh, that's huge for me. Now I just, if this lives, now I just throw Raptor underneath, and then I'm good to go. Because then I could Sparrow swing, Evo into Raptor for some better cycling. That's collision. So move out. Use the effect. Throw you underneath. The big question is, do I swing into here? I think I do. Like, unfortunately... I mean, I could always swing into security, then Digivolve the Shout into an Omni Shout. I think maybe that's better. So, swing here. Digivolve from underneath my Tamer. Ooh, grab one Digimon with Blue Flare. Let's, Does he have an ace on this? Oh, he does. Okay, so that was a misplay. From my trash, we will just grab the sparrow. Yeah, that's a little brutal. I was not anticipating them to run bad cards, but yeah, just living and learning, I guess. Because this costs 4. I could digivolve into a shooting star, but I honestly think I would rather just get the Shoutmon's ability off. I mean, I could shooting star into Shout. Like, just take a Digivolution route. But because I can't attack, maybe that's not that great. There's Taiki, there's Shoutmon. I'm just not in a good spot. Because I need to keep the Sparrow for this. Yeah, maybe I do just Taiki. It's either Taiki or Shoutmon. I think I just Taiki. Give him as few Digimon to interact with as possible. Lost out on the medieval. This goes underneath. Yeah, that was unfortunate that I accidentally played into that when I reasonably didn't have to. Because honestly, I could have just passed the turn with the Shout. Like, I could have just Digivolved Shout into here, killed his Digimon, and then he was left with nothing. He very clearly ace-baited me, and I fell for it. Gargo ace? Yeah. This is fine. Like, this doesn't matter. Sure, I still have one tamer up. I mean, it sucks I can't Digivolve on top of it, but this is fine. Depending on how much memory he's going to pass over to me, I have plays. How's it so big? Oh, gets plus 4,000, plus 1,000. Okay. I don't know why he didn't pierce into my Digimon. He might as well have just gotten rid of it. Yeah, if I lose because of that one small misplay, I'm going to be really sad. I honestly would be really sad. I'm still missing a lot. That's not helping. Still not helping. Yeah, I think I maybe needed one more memory, and that would have been a better play. So now he gets to grab back the ace again. Oh, I think I just lose because of that. So this would have costed me how much? I would have been able to reduce it by 1, 2, 3. So 3 means minus 6. So that still wouldn't have been enough. So this was my only play. I mean, he doesn't need to suspend his Henry. Duo Tamer's fine. I mean, he has the agility, so if he has the level 5, he just goes into the level 6. Oh, or not. I guess he just doesn't have the level 5. Because the answer is, like, you take the level 6 out of the trash, which he did, and then you just level 5 into here using the agility, use another agility, level 5 into level 6, and then just punch for game. So I don't know what kind of cute play they're going to try to make now, but this opponent also threw the match. Like, granted, I threw, but they're throwing because I threw for them to throw. Yeah, because they obviously are agiliting, so they had the level 5. So is there a way for them to unsuspend and not pass the memory? That's the big thing. It's a good thing I only have, like, 3 of these types of effects on the field. I'm so scared. Evo for 2. Does he have Windage Evolving to unsuspend? Oh, yeah, he does. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I lost literally because I didn't clear the body when I had the chance. Because I was greedy and I attacked. Because I was not anticipating him playing a bad card. Like, I don't think in in hardcore meta matches that is the reasonable thing to do. Because I don't even think that Gargamon is all that... I mean, granted, this deck isn't all that meta either. But yeah, so the big misplay was I should have Digivolved into the Omni Shout to kill his Digimon. Then he was left with nothing. And that would have allowed me to have enough time to be able to close out the game and aggress. That is not memory setting Rika, so this is a very good play because I top decked the Sparrow. So now I raise out Sparrow, throw Sparrow underneath and evolve. Now they have Mem Setter. So looks like they're still trying to do something. Whatever they're doing, doesn't matter. Because they can't interact with my tamers. Ooh, that's a good card draw. I take the Shout 4, right? There's no reason for me never to not take Shout 4. Ooh. I think I just have to take the Shoutmon underneath. Because I already have another Raptor in hand. And then this just lets me use the Shoutmon underneath for here so I can save it for raising here. Because the only part I'm missing is the Starmons, but that's fine. Or do I just go into the Shout Cross 3 instead at that point? No, I think I could Shout, and then Tamer up. So I think that's the play. Another Rika. Yeah, he was definitely not playing optimal cards. Yes. So I have two options. I could either Shout for 1 and then make another attack and another dig and then play this for 4. This is material save 2. Or I just play another Tamer and pass. I think maybe not giving them a Digimon is probably better, because he'll be at 4 memory and 1 less security. I don't know if this deck actually like has the defensive or blocking ability, so I'll just play the Tamer. I think this is the safer play because it sets me up better for the following turns, even though this also is like insane. Like, just having extra points of aggression, the extra memory is nice. But the fact that I already took 2 security is pretty good. Yeah, I think like the biggest issue with the deck is it seems like it's going to have a hard time being able to find the damage it needs. So, like, I like to math things out as, like, winning plays. So, the winning plays for this deck don't necessarily seem as high as winning plays for other decks. So, like, when I go into Cross 6, that's usually the turn I want to try to close out games with, and what do I need to set myself up to be in that position is very important. Because it seems like the gimmick behind Cross 6 is I cross twice. Because I'll punch with Alliance for 2, clear out his 1 Digimon, or their 1 Digimon. And then I need to find another way to deal extra damage, which is where this comes into unsuspend. So, like, it's cute, but I don't necessarily think that they're going to give me enough memory to make those plays. Cross decks are really about the grind game, in your opinion? That could be true. I could be just completely, like, misreading things, and it is all about the grind. So in this situation, I'm very clearly not there, so do I just take the double search and kind of just be on my way? I think I do. I think I do just take the double search. I'll just take another Taiki, throw the Shoutmon underneath, and then play the other Taiki. Because I'm very much needing my last piece, or like my last 2 pieces. So in this instance, I could grab... So Shooting Starmon is going to be going underneath. It's just, what do I grab? Like, what's the other card that I grab? So I probably don't need to grab the Shout, so it's either another Taiki or Kirihat and Nene. Like the Tri-Tamer. I think I just take another Taiki. Because this is more immediate dig. Actually, no, I think I do just take the 4-drop. And then Shooting Star goes underneath. Because next turn, they have to give me enough memory for the immediate dig. And they're very obviously not going to be doing that. So the big question is, are they actually playing the unoptimal Sakuyamon made mode ace? That's the real question. Like, playing around unoptimal cards for decks is always awkward when it comes to these types of games. Yeah, cross decks to me are usually super aggressive. Like, you just want to chip. Like, it's just fast, aggressive chipping, and then leading into something that removes the opponent's Digimon and is able to do a lot of things. Oh, that's right. They do have pseudo recovery. They don't have jamming, though. Would leave by an opponent's effect, so it doesn't work by battle. And then use this Rika to use the offense plugin, check 3 checks. If they hit a... Oh, did they have jamming? How did they have jamming? What gave them jamming? Was there a blue plugin that I just completely missed? Probably blue and not paying attention? I'm very lost on how they had jamming. Is because none of their cards give them jamming. And all I've seen was red and green plugins. Offense plugin. Offense plugin. I honestly... Oh, there's the high-speed plugin. So they did use a high-speed plugin. Yeah, now it's asking me too many of these. use the Taiki. Yeah, unfortunately, the Zieges are both in my trash, so I don't have them. Yeah, I think I do just make this attack. I'll make them burn the security. And then, assuming I have all of the pieces still, 1, 2, do I have another Daru? I do, okay. So this should be lethal then. Making me click all these. We'll just do from the tamer. Because it doesn't matter if he removes my Digimon or not. And then game. Cool. Yeah, I did miss a high-speed plugin. So that was 4 security in 1 turn. Well, technically 5. Yeah, they made the mistake of burning. So they were kind of caught in a really bad position, no matter what they did, because if they deleted their Digimon and kept the security, then I would just use my Digimon to swing into it, and then they have nothing. So they were caught between a rock and a hard place because I had the extra instant rusher. So throwing out the extra crosses is something that I need to like keep in mind. So the big question is now, I'm thinking like, is King Shoutmon a card that I want to be running? That's another question that I'm thinking about. Is like, I know the deck only has so much space, but is King Shoutmon worth running? Because King Shoutmon only sets up my Taiki. So I would consider, no, I think I do need the Tri-Tamer, unfortunately. But there's no good way to set it up other than hard playing it, which is the problem. Like, I wish this had the ability to count as all 3 of them, so that way at least King Shoutmon would be good. So maybe I answered my own question. What does this Shout 4 do? So when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you could place up to 3 cards with cross from its Digivolution source underneath the Tamer. Oh, okay. It's just... Oh, it's bad material save. So it has material save 2 or pseudo material save 3. Got it. What does this do? During all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you could place up to 3. Okay, so the material save. And then on delete, I get to play a 4 or lower. I think the other one is still just better. What does this do? Nothing, because I can't cross with it. What does the cross one do? Oh no, this just digivolves. Okay. That gives security tech plus. That's not irrelevant. But I do think this one's just a little bit better. Yeah, no, I think, like... I think this is as good. Like, maybe you could swap out the Nenes for something else, but the fact that these are still composites means that they still work, which is hilarious. You can evolve Siege from Cross 5. Or from the old Cross... Okay, yeah. What does Siege do? Siege is just a 3 for off of... Yeah. So the only way I could digivolve off Siege is going from a Ballista. Because, like, I'm trying to figure out where can I squeeze in more pressure or, like, more damage. I mean, I could obviously take out the tech card, like, just the tech hate card or whatever, and then that opens one deck slot to do something with. So maybe, where is it? What does Darulu Cannon do? So this is essentially a 3 cost. That's not good enough. I need, like, 1 cost rushers. So, like, I could see myself cutting a Medieval Gallant. Like, if I was a more budget player, I would consider cutting Medieval Gallant for a Cross 5. I think that's pretty reasonable, because then you have these that you could cross for 1 with, and then you have this that you could cross for 1 with, and then you have Cross 5, which costs 0. It's a little bit more of an investment, but I think it could be worth it. Because whiffing your searches for this card kind of just sucks, but, like, it's still just that good of a card to run, so... Let's, because the only other card I would consider is, like, Star Sword, but its 5 play cost makes it so I really don't want to use it. Because I could also just consider running another Shout 3, but I still think, like, Shout 5 is kind of nuts. Because it's another, like, hyper-aggressive card. And the material save is still pretty decent. It's saving 3 pieces out of the 5 that it's using. So in those instances, you would obviously not want to save the Shout unless you used an Omni Shout. I don't know. Maybe just running the Death X is still better, or running just another curve filler to like another Cross 3 would probably just be better in the long run. Because that way I could try to use these a little bit more aggressively. Oh, did I get bugged? I think I got bugged. Because I know not everyone's going to have access to Medieval. Or want to run it literally in this. I just don't know where else to improve the deck. What does this Taiki do? So this is a is this just a basic memory setter? When... Oh, it's an all turns. Is she all turns? She is all turns too. Huh. But she uses cards from the trash, and that's why she's important. Versus this one... Suspend this tamer. Yeah, it's just another... It's just literally another one of these, just from the hand. So Nene's good because she's from the trash. Yeah, you still kind of need these too, which is the unfortunate part. 4,000 DP or less. That has 5,000. So it's just literally my rookies. Ugh. I don't think we don't even mess around with these cards. Oh, what does the new Darulumon do? On play, I could Digivolve into Jaeger. Yeah, I think, like, I don't need that because Jaeger just counts. What does Starmon do? On delete, I get to play Shooting Starmon from under my Tamer, then place 1 star in Pikmon from my trash to the bottom of its Digivolution source. That's not terrible. Like, honestly, it's not terrible. I don't know if I'd play it over Shoutmon, but it's not terrible. Maybe I would just to have more sources, but it's only good with Shout 4. Because Shout 6 evolution just needs all of the evolutions. I could run like 1 King. I could, because King also is like cute removal. And I could Digicross with a save in text, so I could still Digicross with a Shout. So maybe I just take it out for like 1 King. Then what does this do? By placing 1 card with save, I get a draw. Oh, so it's just a baby version of this. Okay, just not with the memory gain. But you really need the memory gain, so I think you have to play this one over this one. Although, like, this is pretty cute because of King. So, like, there's multiple avenues to be able to, like, iterate on the deck. So, like, you could play King, and then you could have these set up also with this. So, like, instead of, like, 2 Nenes, you could run 2 of the Taikis instead, even though you lose access at crossing from your trash. Just having more Taiki names for Shoutmon is not terrible. Then it's a 4,000, so it still can be played off of this. So, it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's save that. Oh, I'm still bugged. Right. I have to reload. Alt F4. Reloading. Yeah, but I do think, like, this foundation for Cross is probably good enough. Oh, they're duplicating some of my decks again. Okay. There's Cross. Yeah, I have to, like, go in and manually delete some of these. We totally get rid of this hand. This hand also sucks. So I guess the other hand for a bricked hand was better. Hey Teddy, how am I liking BT19 Cross? I think it's fun. It's interesting. Do I think it's the strongest deck in the world? No, but I do think it is a very fun and interesting deck. Sorry if I'm a little on the late side reading your message. Still... Oh, it's another Cross deck. They're playing, like, OG Cross. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, they still get a save their Digimon, but saves me damage. Maybe I should have just not played this and just played this instead. Yeah, they're playing like old Cross. I think technically this new Cross is better than old Cross. But I'm playing with a very bricked up hand. The battle between the original and the release. I mean, I'm going to lose just because I have a bricked up hand. If I somehow manage to win, I would be very shocked. Because I've always liked Cross for its consistency, but I guess this is one of those, like, inconsistent starts. Where, like, just hard playing my Tamers is very clearly not good enough. And then he goes into shout 3 for 1. Because he still has all of the same pieces. He gets another check. Yeah, like, I'm only going to be losing this because my hand was bricked. I mean, I could magically find a way to save myself because of, like, Shoutmon Cross 6 or something. Oh, they're running some of the new tech here. So they are running some new tech. What the heck is this doing in here? Okay, this is big. So we're going to add Sparrow to hand. And then Shoutmon goes underneath. And then unfortunately lose these two. Losing the Jaeger always feels bad. The new Jaeger and then the new Taiki. I don't know what kind of stuff they're smoking, but interesting enough. This card doesn't ask for Sparrow. No, it does not. That's a Sparrow. So, crossing here would be a -4. So this would cost 5, and then I wouldn't be able to delete his Digimon or attack. I could cross using the trash, but my trash is just Shoutmons. I mean, I could technically cross with the Starmons, so I have it. So, cross with a card from my trash. Yes. And then I'm only going to be doing one cross, so this doesn't matter. We'll go trash. Grab a Shoutmon. Grab the Ballista. And then use the Starmons. Draw 2. Kill his Digimon. Because I kind of just have to. Yeah, we'll just pop him. Put everything under here. Unsuspend the Nene, I guess. Even though I'm not going to be crossing again. Yeah, he's going to go to 3 anyway because of the Taiki, so I might as well just play this out. And hope he doesn't have good crosses. That's kind of all I'm really praying for. Because if they have enough pressure with good crossing, then I could just very easily die here. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I mean, it does because it gets damage off the field, but I want this to die. Oh, I think I just completely whiffed. So that's unfortunate. We'll do under Nene. Another Tamer? I don't think that's good enough. That didn't deal any damage this turn. So they're giving me a chance. Except my draws are really bad. So this forces the collision at least. I mean, that doesn't matter again because save. So this will let me play out a Shoutmon. I'm just trying to think. How much would my Shoutmon cross 6 be? So Shoutmon cross 6, 1, 2, 3. So 3 reduced. So that's minus 6. So that would be a 5 cost. That's not good enough. So I think I do just kind of die here. If that's the case. So I could use the option to play out Shoutmon to search. Well, that's unfortunate. Ah! Why can't you grab blue flares? Yeah, I think I just die here because I had such a bricky start. We're going to take the Shoutmon, throw the Darulu under. These can go away, and then I die. Because all he needs to do is swing, cross, cross, and then the game is over. So I guess the big question is if they have it. If they have it, they have it. If they don't, then my play here just puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. Hard play. Wow. Oh, there's the Cross 7 Superior. This isn't free, though. I don't think they have enough cards to make it free. Had to be a missed click? Maybe. Because what, he needs 15? He has cards on his field, so maybe that was the whole play. So, 4, 5. 6. Oh, I guess that's why he's running those. Does he actually have the 15? They might actually have the 15. But then they need to have a Shoutmon cross 4 in order to win the game because of the Sparrowmon. Oh, they have the security attack +1. So as long as they actually do have the full 15, which I believe they do, yeah. Then they get to keep this card. So it really just depends on if I have the option in security. Oh, they had to use what's on their field. So I guess they don't. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Because do they have an unsuspend? Yeah, they actually had the full 15. Oh, I did have the Oh, but options don't trigger. That's his other ability, right? Options don't trigger, yeah. Yeah, so all I need to do is out this and then I win. Sparrow in the back. So the only thing I was missing... so I do have a Raptor Sparrow in trash. Um... Oh, I have one underneath? Oh, I guess I do. I do have piercing. Oh, no. Yeah, I do have piercing off of the Jaeger. But I don't think I care, because I just swing and then use his ability to delete it. And now I should basically win the game pretty easily. So, if that's the case, I'm just going to set up a dual tamer. I could have played the Shout Cross 3. But, I would be giving him more memory that way. Oh, I guess maybe if they have another, thing, because they could cross from the trash, right? Yeah, so I guess if they have another one, but 2 is already gone. Like, 2 superior modes are already gone. So, what's the likelihood of them having another superior? No, Teddy, you're not incorrect. I stream on both Twitch and YouTube. Oh, he does have another one. Okay. Which means they probably have the full 15 because of their trash. Yeah, okay. I'll just save some time. Yeah, for having a rough start, I managed to randomly start to crawl back into that game. I thought they only had like 2. Maybe they were running the 4 and they were just running a miscellaneous pile of garbage. This is okay. Yeah, maybe they were just running 4 of them, to be honest. Like, just one-ofs of everything that they possibly could, and then just that. So, because I have the Raptor, I'm going to be playing the Kiriha, because next turn I could use the Raptor Sparrow. I think this guy I already played against. I mean, this is fine for me because the collision. Grab the Renamon. You might really want to grab that Renamon. Yep. That is 100% the correct answer. We'll draw first. Ooh. I think I just grabbed the Shout 3. I think the Shout 3 is too good to not grab, but no, I have 2 Tamers, so I don't need the other Shoutmon. So the correct answer is Shout 3. This is not Mem Setter, so I could just play the Nene. And then I have my Mem Setter and they don't. I try. You're telling me you're splitting your attention between